Today we're going to be going over everything that you need to know on how to use creatine effectively and how to best use it for muscle growth. First off, let's talk about what creatine is so that we're all on the same page. Creatine is one of the most studied supplements in the market and is considered a safe supplement for most people. Our bodies already produce creatine and we have a good amount of creatine in our systems. The way we get creatine in our bodies is through our diet and specifically animal products. So this means that we can get creatine from animal products like beef, fish, pork, dairy, and other meats. But the problem is that we don't get sufficient creatine in our diets in order for us to see the performance benefits in the gym. This is because even though animal products like meat have creatine, when we cook it, it degrades the creatine content of the meat. This means that you will have to eat an absurd amount of meat in order to get sufficient creatine from your diet alone. Not only can this be unhealthy for your body, but it can also drain your wallet on how expensive this can be. If you are a vegetarian, this is even worse because you will get very few amounts of creatine from dairy and eggs. And if you are a vegan, you are getting no creatine at all because creatine is only found in animal products. This is why supplementing with creatine becomes essential if you want to see the true benefits it can provide. So what are the benefits of taking creatine? Well, there are a few benefits when it comes to taking creatine and weightlifting. As we mentioned, there are many studies that have been done on creatine and it has been proven to be one of the supplements that actually works. It can increase strength, enhance the size and fullness of your muscles, and improve lean body mass. These are just some of the main benefits of creatine and why it is so effective. So now that you know about creatine and the benefits it has, let's quickly talk about how creatine works. So to keep it basic, when we exercise, our muscles use ATP for energy and we deplete ATP to a point where our muscles fatigue. This is where supplementing with creatine helps because it enhances our body's ability to regenerate ATP. This allows us to do more reps, leading to better strength gains. Now let's talk about what kind of creatine you should take. There are many supplements and types of creatine in the market. These include creatine monohydrate, which is the most common and most studied type of creatine, creatine hydrochloride, creatine creatinine, creatine nitrate, and many others. All these forms of creatine say they provide the best results while reducing side effects like stomach discomfort, but your best bet would be to stick with creatine monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate is backed by most studies, is the most commonly used, safest, and is also one of the cheapest in the market. So with that said, stick to creatine monohydrate, which has been shown and proven to work. The next thing we're going to be talking about is how much creatine you should take. The short answer is 3 to 5 grams each day, but when you just start taking creatine, you can go through a loading phase. This means that in the beginning, when you just start taking creatine, you can load up on creatine so that creatine builds up in your body. This phase is usually 5 days up to a week where you take higher amounts of creatine consisting of 20 to 30 grams of creatine each day. After the loading phase, you start taking the normal amount of creatine, which is 3 to 5 grams each day. Now, by no means is the loading phase necessary. If you simply want to take 3 to 5 grams of creatine each day by the start, you most definitely can. Just keep in mind that it's going to take a little longer for creatine to build up in your body, usually 2 to 4 weeks, as opposed to doing the loading phase that only takes about 1 week. Now with that said, some argue that the loading phase is unnecessary because you're simply wasting more creatine, as a result wasting more money. In the grand scheme of things, the loading phase won't make much of a difference than just taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine right from the start. So it's totally up to you if you want to do the loading phase or not. You will get results either way. Moving on to when should you take creatine and with what should you take it with. Now, the most important thing when it comes to seeing results of creatine is taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine every day. Despite that being the most important factor, there have been some studies suggesting that the timing and the food you take creatine with can have a slight effect on your results. With that said, it would be best to take creatine with a meal or shake consisting of an adequate amount of carbs and protein. When it comes to timing, I would recommend you take it before or after your workout, since that is when most people have a meal or shake. The final point we're going to cover in this video is the side effects of creatine. The biggest negative side effect that people associate creatine with is hair loss. This is simply because there was a study done with rugby players that showed that creatine increased levels of DHT, which is a hormone associated with hair loss. Despite this single study, there is very little evidence and research to conclude that creatine can lead to hair loss. If you are not genetically prone to male pattern baldness, then there should be nothing to worry about. If you are genetically prone to male pattern baldness, baldness, it may be something you may want to consider, but there is not sufficient research to indicate that creatine causes hair loss. So that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Just keep in mind that even though supplements like creatine can help you get results, no supplement is going to be more important than your training and diet. Your training and nutrition are always going to be the most important factors when it comes to seeing results. Supplements should just be the icing on the cake. So with that said, if you liked the video, make sure to destroy that like button. It really helps grow our YouTube channel so I can keep making more videos for you guys. It really does take a lot of time to make these videos, so one single like goes a very long way. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications to see more fitness content. Alright, that's it from me today. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching.